Steak dinner heals you up all the way, and then salad heals you up like halfway. But it's still pretty good. Don't bother with the first tier stuff. It's not even worth it. So like the Hassie, the Band-Aid, the deep breath, and the adrenaline shot, I think. Don't bother with those. They're useless. They're not. There's no point in them. Let's see where am I? Okay, so there's another fight right here. This one's a bit trickier because the chair is in the way. Again, it's pretty narrow to skip it, so you gotta be... It is super narrow, and really hard to skip that one. It is even more narrow than the other one, so... I have gotten that skip before, but again, you gotta be careful because, as you just saw, there's a trap right here. And occasionally you'll hit the trap, you'll get the skip on that one, hit the trap knocks you back right into the fight, and it is super annoying. If you run out of items and you need to heal your bleeding, so the red bar right there, I forgot to mention earlier. And again, I'll probably cut this up into YouTube and stuff like that as a guide, but so your red bar right there is your bleed effect. If it's 10 or under, you can run around and it won't go up anymore. If it's over 10, the more you run around, the more your bleeding is going to go. And then that little arrow right there on your bleed bar, if it gets past that, you actually start to take damage. Oh, that's right. It's a road straight across. So I believe there is a trap right there.
Cool.
And then again, if you hug it, there's a fight in here. But if you hug against the left wall here, you skip it. And then there's a fight here in the middle. And if I remember correctly, I think if you hug on the right side, you can sometimes skip it. Again, sometimes these trap skips are pretty narrow. No. Okay, so I think it's just right in the middle. And if it's in the middle of the thing, there's really nothing you can do about it to skip it because of the area effect that the trap has. And again, you just kind of mash the B button to escape. Normally I hug the left. Like I said, most of the tech for this game is just memorizing what patterns to look for. See, as I run around, I'm getting more bleed effect. If I just continue running, hopefully I can show you here. It goes up like 1 second, once every 1 second. So once I get it to that arrow there, I actually start taking damage. See if we can get it past that arrow there, kind of show you. So the higher up, the more damage you start taking. So see how my health is slowly kind of going down now. Again, you can always take a safety save here too if you're not doing so hot. Again, really, you could just get away with buying the gauze wraps. In the later levels, it's a little bit tricky to kind of skip it. But once you get used to kind of playing the game, and again, the run's kind of, I would say the run is kind of in its infancy stage, as were, because it's just kind of a basic run. I haven't found any major skips in it yet, despite this game being pretty glitchy at times. So you'll put your trophy here. and then the testimonial will go here. But like I said, it's kind of in its infancy state. I haven't found any major glitches yet, but that doesn't mean that there won't be eventually. So this is just kind of a basic rundown.
Jimmy!
And you can skip all the cutscenes, which is kind of nice. It saves a lot of time. And then, okay, so this is your first fight with Mr. Van Bauer. You can't really do anything to him yet, so you just have to kind of escape. So the funny thing is that they can't just do a 180 and turn around. They actually have to go in a circle.
Hey, hurry up! Hey, hurry up!
They can't just turn behind them and, you know, just do a 180 and then start attacking you. They have to go in a circle to do it. We're gonna wait a few minutes here. I'm gonna heal up, let the bleeding go back down. So if you run out of gauze, it's not the end of the world. And really not at the end of the speed run. I would recommend practicing as much as you can until you get down the patterns. Like I said, this is kind of just a basic overview. But if you just wait a few seconds, your bleed will go down. If you stand still, also your heart rate will go down as well. So it's not like if you run out, don't panic. You know, you don't have to restart. You might have to add a little time, but you can always make up for it in another spot. So here's the running around. You're trying to avoid. He's in these corridors basically. And you can kind of hear him dragging his gas tank around to try to, you know, use it as a... But if you pause it... so what I found was you can pause buffer the guys. So hopefully I can get him to pop around a corner here. So you can kind of hear him in the back. But if you pause it, it freezes him for a couple seconds. And you can run around him. Like I said, let me see if I can get him and I can show you. So the quickest way to pause instead of hitting start is if you hit Y, you bring up your map. And that counts as a pause. See, so I hit the map and he's frozen there. See? So like I said, again, you can hit Y, freezes there for a couple seconds. After he starts to move, you know, you can run right past him. The best way to do it is try to lure him to one side, pause, run right past him. It's pretty easy, simple, pretty quick. But if you hit Y and you're holding the map, like say you're running and you hold up, you're still holding up, you'll go up, and then you have to hit Y twice. So when you hit Y, try to let go of the analog so it doesn't do that, so you could just hit Y only once. Speed ladder, I usually just pick it up just in case. Occasionally he will pop up around the corner too quickly for you to react. It just happens. Like, it doesn't take any time to pick that up. It might cost you maybe a second, but once you actually get the game down pretty well, you can skip it. I think it's been a while since I played it, so I would probably be picking it up. But, I mean, once you, like I said, once you do the run once or twice, you kind of get the hang of it, and you can kind of avoid them most of the time. Again, sometimes he will pop up out of a corner, and there's just nothing you can do because of how the camera angle is. See, you can generally hear him and how close he actually is. Alright, we're gonna take a safety save here. And this fight's pretty straightforward. What I like to do for this fight is get like right next to him. And just, like, if you keep right close to him, his flame actually won't hit you. You have to be just in the right spot for it. Generally what you want to do is when he starts to shoot his flamethrower like that, you want to try to stagger him with like the third hit. But basically, that fight, all you want to do is get right up in his grill and just start wailing on him. If you stay kind of like off to the right a little bit, you can kind of be slightly catty corner to him or slightly diagonal to him, and he will never hit you. Now you save Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin's one of those ones that the only way he will die is if you
Kevin,
wait
are you
50
alright?
minutes and let him die.
What the? Erico!
So you will always save him, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately, because later on, you know. So 2 items here. There's the protector, and then the Amazon. They cost a couple seconds to pick them up. I always pick them up anyway. I tried to do a run where I did pick up the armor and it failed miserably. So ever since then, I always pick it up. Wait for my bleed effect to go down. So the Amazon heals all your bleeding, all your health, lowers your heart rate, and I believe refills your adrenaline as well. Good thing to have. Won't pick it up too much. I think at most you pick it up 3 times in this run, if you want. Again, it really doesn't. Most of the time, it doesn't. So the dodge mechanic in this game is completely broken. So as long as you hit the dodge button when he starts his swing, it counts as a dodge. Completely the most broken mechanic in this game. Generally, you want to try to stay on the logs as best you can. Right here, I'm not doing a very good job. Because Erico in the water is really, really slow. Let's see. Obviously, he hit me, but as long as you know, start your dodge like that, it really is like the most broken mechanic in this game.
This is Man Bottle Control Room. Can you hear me? This is Control Operator Jackson. I repeat,
How you
this
doing,
is
Gundam?
Control Operator Jackson in the control room. Our oil pressure is normal here. Average electric current is 52,000 volts. Generating
Yeah, I got a couple
capacity,
people that were interested in a speedrun of
2,700,000
this, so
watts.
I told them I would make a guide. It's about as best I could.
The
So.
pressure on the leg is a bit too high.
I bet it's the right leg. Last time I checked, it was a bit rusty.
That's alright. It's still within control parameters. And what are you planning to do for dinner tonight?
Alright, so let's skip this
Stop
scene.
right.
Probably one of my favorite scenes.